Today I was wondering what video I should record for my followers, and some of the ideas that came to my mind is, shall I make a video on technicals, shall I make a video on trading psychology or risk management, or maybe I should make a video on trading discipline. So having thought about all of that made me realize that there is one question that traders do have on a recurring mode, and this question is, how can I be using the same trading strategy as this other trader next to me and we have completely different trading results? So throughout the years, what has helped me to become consistent hasn't been particularly just the strategy, guys, because if you think about it, as I just said, there are two traders using the same strategy, they can have completely different results. So there must be something stronger than just following a strategy in order to become consistent in trading. So what is this thing? So for me, the most important thing is the ability to switch on and off very quickly. So in other words, the ability to walk away from a trade that you shouldn't have taken and also get into a trade that you should have taken. And the next logical question is, if you're so good, were you born with that? Or this is something that you learned? Or how does it work really? And I do get this question a lot from traders that are just starting in the day trading program. And the reality is that this is not something you're born with. And a little known fact and thing that people know about me is that I've been actually struggling for the first 5 years of my trading journey. This is something that you're not born with. This is something that almost you need to go through a path of the biggest resistance in order to find the path with the least resistance. So this is like climbing an uphill and then going downhill after you've reached the summit. So for some people, reaching this summit might take months or a couple of years. For others, in my case, this was about 5 years before I reached this summit. But it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone should be walking the same way. At the time, those type of mentorship programs or having a trading mentor wasn't really popular. So for me, I was getting all of the trading knowledge I could from trading books, and even YouTube at this time wasn't that developed. So I'm not saying that you can find a lot of useful information on YouTube. In fact, 99% of the videos that I've watched recently, they can't even be classified as something that is practical or it works in real time. But the reality is that back in the days, there wasn't that much free information. Of course, you can get a lot of information through books, but again, it takes a lot of time to read a book, to understand what's written inside of this book, and then to get maybe 1 or 2% of useful information out from what you have learned. And don't get me wrong, up to this day, I continuously read books, and I think they're an essential part of each trader's development journey. But what made things really work for me was my real life trading experience, which I had in one of the leading prop trading firms here in London, in which and throughout which I actually learned the ropes of successful day trading. And I figured out that even though the strategy is very important, what makes more sense is the risk management and the right approach to each individual trade, and the way to look at each individual trade as a separate entity which is part of a big chain of other trades. So this actually has helped me to shape myself as a trader, and in reality what really helped me was the process of being exposed to those successful traders and their strategies. So the environment itself was really meaningful for me to move to the next step of day trading, and this has really shaped me and given me additional boost to help me to reach to this stage of consistency. So if you're still wondering why things are still not clicking for you, maybe there is 20% that is still not there. Maybe you've covered all of the 80% of the necessary steps you should take as a trader. So continuing your journey as a trader might be just a small tweak in your psychology or your risk management. But don't forget, guys, that trading as a multidisciplinary field, you basically need to be good at 2 or 3 different things at the same time. So strategy is not enough. You need to have risk management skills and also the discipline and the coherence, which will help you to stick all of those different things together so you can come up a better trader in the next trading session. And last but not least is that don't forget that tomorrow is just another trading day, and today is not the end of your trading journey. Make sure you trade responsibly, don't overtrade, and don't take this next trade if this means that you're going to be breaking your strategy rules. There is no way I'm going to take another trade if this is against the rules of my strategy.